Well, like saying goes, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Cue the music.
So I'm not exactly certain what's going to go on here. And I don't mean with this door. I just mean, let me get to it. So I video myself working. I don't do work to make videos. I video myself while I'm doing the work because I gotta work. I gotta make a living, right? And working on this shitty old stuff is what I do for a living. Stop swearing, would you? Yeah. So anyways, I don't always record everything that I do. I mean every damn day, because I mean sometimes the guy's got to work and it takes time to do the record and the editing, and you're not getting no work done. Right now I'm not getting no work done. So being a little dude, maybe not necessarily in stature, but in the whole grand scheme of the cosmos, so small. I'm so small. I'm just so small. And I work by myself, and I'm a onesie kind of a guy. So I charge, I got to work, right? You got to charge for the work that you're doing. So when I'm standing here doing this, looking at the backside of my phone, it's like other backsides I'd rather look at, but I'm looking at the backside of my phone right now, and I'm not making any money doing this. So when I'm putting a video together and talking and running off with the verbal diarrhea, babbling on at the mouth, at the end of the day, when I'm figuring out how many hours I worked that day, I take that into consideration for what I'm making that day. Might be a little too much personal information, and you might not give a fat rat's patootie, but I mean, there it is. So if I'm out here and I put in a 7.5, 8.5, 9.5 hour day, but I spend an hour and a half, I figure, talking and making a video. Well, I don't charge the dude a full day's work on his car because, I killed a lot of time danking around trying to make a video, trying to be a YouTube superhero. If you don't put out enough videos, well, especially for a little dude like me who hasn't got 1.7 million subscribers to his channel and 5 billion watch time hours and blah, 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 if you don't put out regular videos, YouTube renders you irrelevant, I believe, and nobody sees your stuff. I suppose the 22 people out there who get notifications, this guy being one of them, like he watches all my stuff and he hit the notify, whatever you do, like he gets an email every time I put a new video out. I guess, I don't know. So anyway, I mean, good on him, but at the same respect, he can keep track of what's getting done on his car and how much time I spend working on his car. And I don't know if I like that, but that's the way the cookie bounces. But anyways, if you don't put enough stuff out, YouTube kind of renders you somewhat irrelevant. I just put a video together yesterday, and it's not that I'm expecting that it's going to get 1 million views overnight, but it still is, a really nice looking thumbnail of the car. It's for a Mopar A-body. And it is just a montage of pictures because it wasn't videoing yet. But you don't know that when you're clicking on the video, right? But anyways, so it's a Mopar A-body, and it's a picture of a really nice car, and it's got a pretty reasonable video title, I thought. So I would have expected, I put it up last night, and I would have expected that by now it would have got a whole lot more clicks on it, views of it, whatever, than what it has. And it's not that I'm looking for it to get 1 million views. I'm just looking at what's happened, and it's telling me that YouTube's not sticking it in your face because it's rendered me, it's fly season. It's rendered me kind of irrelevant. So unless you put out lots of content and steady content, well, YouTube kind of slides you down the slope, and then they grab onto the guys who are putting stuff out every day. I don't know that it's all done by computers and machines, I assume, so they don't know if you're putting out a good video or not. They just know you're putting lots of them out. So then, boink, they snap onto you. Like everybody else says, I'm not looking to make $1 million off of this. Everybody says that, I'm not looking to make any money off of this. Well, I mean, but when they send you a check, are you going to send the check back to YouTube? Probably not. But again, like I said, I got to work. This is my job, so I'm making money besides. I didn't quit my job to make YouTube videos. So what I'm saying is, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. This probably isn't going to be a how-to video. I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's Monday right now. I might just record a little bit of what I'm doing here today, and then shut it off, and then pick it up again tomorrow doing something else to maybe try to keep the video more interesting or something. I don't know. I mean, what I got here right now that I'm doing is a second driver's door for Mr. Chevelle over there, and I'll show you why. Because the other way sketchy. You know, you don't ever see sketchy, do you? Well, they're sketchy. That's not fatty cakes, that's sketchy. Told you they're twins. Anyways, so this is the door. This is where we wound up with the door. It was seam sealed at the bottom, I thought, but actually the seam sealer was a few layers of fiberglass. And this door is, that's a bummer. And I don't know how that looks on camera, but that's a bummer. If you want to know what a bummer is. So we have another door, what he found. And a funny part about this door is this was a green car. See that? That's a green door. This door should be on that car. And it's going to be. So this is the way we got the door. The guy ripped her down probably with, what do you call them, a flappy disc or something? And I mean, to me, what are you supposed to do with that? Like, I have no idea. I can run my tongue over it, but holy jumpins. So I'm going to smooth it out and see what we got. I already see that I got some damage up here that I got to do a little bit of smashing and banging and clanging and clanging. And I believe, because the bottom's pretty smooth, I don't know if I can... Do you see how there's a body seam there and there's no body seam there? So I'm going to dig all that filler work out of there when I flip the door open. And I'll be blasting the inside anyways, but I'll guarantee you it ain't that bad. And yeah, same thing back on the back corner here as well. Hey, they've done a little bit of fixing. But I got to get a good door, focus, onto that car so that I can fix the fender. Because I got to do this. Whoa, sorry, I'm stepping around. I'm trying not to fall down. So I could do that. But that, all them curves, they got to line up with that. Get away, sketchy. Get it. We did just... Okay, we'll just sit down then. Damn. Anyways, so I got to make sure that our shape is nice. So they got to be congruent to each other. So I got to get that door shaped up, hang it back on the car, and then get the fender on there and do this stuff. Because the door's got to be on the car for me to do the quarter panel as well. See how there's a quarter cut off of there? I got to put a quarter panel on it. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to go over there. And I'm going to clean that door up a little bit. And, all right, I got something for you right away here. I mean, it's been 7 seconds. If you're stripping the paint off a panel, don't do this. You see this all the time, right? You see it because you can tell by the pattern. You see this all the time. Now, can you see this very well? I think that you can. Now I'm holding my sander flat, and I'm sanding over it. And now you see all these little spots? See all these little dark areas? Now the light areas, this is 80 grit. The light areas is my 80 grit scratches. And those dark areas is a little divot taken out of the steel. And my sandpaper's floating over top. So that's my level metal and all these. So what all these are is that's divots that they took out with their... Every time you go and you stop and go the other way, that pause when you stop with your grinder. So if you're grinding back and forth, stop, 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 stop. These bits here, stop, 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 stop. Do you get what I'm saying, do you? Stop, stop. That's every one of these little marks, and they're all over this door. Because every time you stop, dig, 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 and you're making these little bits because you're digging. That's going to cause me more work. Cut it out. And I knew as soon as I saw that this door was stripped like this, it gets a big fat one of those. Because, damn. And this is one of the things that happens with this stuff is this causes me more work now. So now if this was a beautiful door that had no dents in it and had no rust on it and was told by the customer and shown pictures of it being straight as an arrow, by the time you strip the paint off, you just made work. That's to make work project. Stripping the paint off, you didn't do yourself no good because you just made more work. Because I can see over here, this door has only been painted one time. It had the factory green paint on it, then it had a coat of gray primer, then it has blue paint on it. So this door was better off before Mr. Whoever sold my customer this door, before they stripped it. Yeah, you know, some of that's bad. I mean, shit down there. Damn. This is why everything escalates. Everything is always the upwards escalator. Everything just goes up. Nothing ever goes down. Everything goes up. I wished I could record what I just said there and play that to probably every other customer that I do work for, because everybody wants to save money, and I get it, and I'm good with that. I tell people, you do whatever you want to do, and I mean, one way or another, I'll deal with it. If you want to take parts off your car, take off whatever you can put back on again, because if you want me to put it back on, I want to take it off. When it comes to stripping the paint, I mean, go get it blasted if that's what you want to do, but then I don't know what I'm dealing with. But if it comes to you stripping off the paint, I would prefer that you didn't, because if you do this, you didn't save yourself any money here. You know what I'm saying to you? And and people don't understand this. They don't know that that's why I'm saying, well, I would prefer to strip the paint off, because it sounds like I'm going, oh, I would prefer to strip the paint off because you're an idiot and you can't do anything. Oh, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you're unknowingly, you're going to cause me a headache. Unknowingly. I mean, it's probably an innocent mistake, but it's a mistake. And how do you know? You don't know. Do you know? You don't. Well, now you know. Now you know. But you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, my microphone pooped. This little doodad. See how it looks like maybe it's lived kind of a rough, sort of a kind of a life? Well, that's because it has. I've dropped my phone 2 or 3 times now, and it's landed on that a couple of times and broke it into a few pieces, and I've snapped it back together, but it ain't working no more, so you're stuck with this for the rest of today anyways. It says I'll have microphones tomorrow that I ordered, so. Anyways, had a better look at this door. This is the inside of the door that we were looking at, and, oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. That's still, there's a hole in there still too. I mean, that is, well, I mean, honestly, it ain't a lot better from what we were dealing with in the first place. So, today, so that door. So I guess we'll move on to this door. So this door is, for a dart. So this is, actually, and you know what? I should not continue work on this door in this little vidya. So I'm not gonna, because I'm kind of doing a series on these. That's for the dart that I got, the Dart in Distress series. So, I don't know, I guess, I'm not sure if I covered this the last time, that I've got a rocker panel put on this thing, but there's the rocker panel put on this thing. But I can't go ahead with it until I get another door. So that puts, I was hoping to make some progress on the Chevelle this week, but that puts a halt on it. That's most of what I done last week. I didn't show you any of that because that box side was John Wayne. And if you ever heard the John Wayne joke about toilet paper, and I'm not going to say any further, she was rough and tough and rough. So did not make for good video, but it turned out good in the end. There's way too much labor involved in that. You probably could have bought 2 box sides for what I have wrapped up into that one box side. So I guess, since I'm not showing you that, and I can't do anything with that, I guess we'll, I don't know, we'll walk around in circles. I kind of cleaned up in here from this morning. I don't know if you can tell. But I guess we'll walk around in circles, and I like to go in and do that, but I can't. No napping for me. So we're going to wrap this one up here, and then I'm going to carry on with that, and then you'll see that when you see it. So this has been a fairly uninformative video just to pass 10 minutes of time. So until the next time, if you watched Till this point, good for you.